Okay. But all right, so we have an hour for lunch now. This is the part where if you have food or anything, you can rest and go get chill out. All the speakers who are what am I saying? All the speakers who have microphone access and everything, you can just go ahead and chat and discuss whatever you want. That's kind of how this works. And otherwise, yeah, go have fun. And I have to change the time on this slide. It should be 2 now. All right, but yeah, cool guys. Go grab lunch, chill out,
Guys,
relax.
this has been
Get food.
lots of fun.
Yep.
But I need to go to bed. So you guys have a great rest of your VNConf, and I will watch the rest on YouTube.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Do I have the time? Yeah, the time is correct.
Very
Cool.
good. You're a time master now.
Lunchtime.
Yep.
Scroll back up and chat.
Oh
What
yeah.
everyone's been saying.
I think there were a lot of side discussions about everything. One person was like, can I join? Like, asking about being a studio,
Testing.
and everyone was just like, just be
Testing.
a studio, just take it.
Yeah.
That's how it
Testing.
works.
Oh, whomever is testing, we can hear you. It is
I'm
working.
Sorry about that. I was unclear about the setup. Okay.
Oh, no, it's all good. It's like, unless the test was if we couldn't hear you, in which case then the test
totally
failed.
failing.
But I think it succeeded.
Yeah, Wolf is talking about making like a studio advice for that.
To be fair though, like if depending on your country, if you want to make it formal, it's going to be more or less difficult.
Mhm.
Like for example, in Spain, it sucks to make a company. So
Mhm.
yeah, it depends on where you are.
Yeah, it does. There's legal things involved, but
Mm.
Mm.
in places where it's easy, it's highly recommended. Like the
Mhm.
US, it's relatively easy. You pay some
Yeah.
money every year or every couple of years. But even if you don't incorporate, you can do business as and just be a studio.
Yep.
There's no one stopping you from that, right? Like, doesn't give you any legal protection or anything, but yeah, you can hire people and have employees and all that doing that.
I'm gonna go get dinner. See you.
Yep. So yeah, we had a lot of people in all sorts of time zones this year. So there were a bunch in Europe. Most of them, I think, have spoken now. But there was one person in like New Zealand, which they're going to speak later because I didn't know that their time zone is so out of whack with how I understand time zones that I accidentally put them at like a 3 a.m. talk until the very, very end.
Oh, no.
And they're like, you shouldn't do that. I'm like, oh, and then that's why I moved everyone else's talk a little bit. So. Oh man, some people are actually getting food. I should do that too.
Oh yeah.
Like the house is
I
empty.
can't send. I can't send links in the VNConf speaker links channel.
What?
I might not have a role.
Oh, the bot is being things. I will talk to Dovak about. Actually, are they around? Let me see if I can. All right, I'll send a message and then ask them to tone it down a bit in the VNConf channels. Yeah. I don't have access to that bot. So.
No worries.
Yeah.
I'm just okay. I'm just gonna post my links in here, so pay attention for the hot second, people.
Yep.
And then we'll get lost in backlog.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, usually if you push some links.
Oh no!
Okay,
No!
hope
Hasn't
someone
warned.
had the fastest mouse click in the West.
I saw it for half a
Yeah.
second. I saw it. I
All
saw
right.
it.
Something
Yeah,
happened.
no worries. I
Cut
can't
it.
post it,
Even
right?
even in the speaker links one, like the bot is kind of still monitoring it, so there's still some shenanigans going on there. Probably if you DM it to me, I can probably post it because
Sure.
it's
Let me.
probably not gonna ban me.
Oh, I have the angry emoji from the bot even. I'm sorry, Sana-chan.
Oh, Senna. It's just gonna be what it. All right. How do I? Oh, okay. I need to give someone running. I hate how Discord will not really notify you about direct messages.
It's not mine.
There you
It's
go.
mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate that too.
Okay. All right. You sent a bunch of stuff. Okay. Slides. All right. Here.
Ah, cool. I see
How
one
am I
link
gonna
didn't actually
copy
turn.
paste this thing?
Is my mic working?
Yes.
Yay. I've changed computers over the break, so I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's post this
Gotta
here.
check sooner rather than later.
Exactly.
From,
I'll wait till the last minute for the slides, but
you
Mike,
go.
that's important.
All right.
I have no idea if my screen share is going to work, so that'll be fun.
I still have no idea if my mic is working, so that's also cool.
It's working.
So
Oh,
far,
great.
so
We
good.
can't hear you.
Yeah.
You can't hear me?
It's like, can anyone hear me? No. Wait, what?
Honestly, next year I might submit a talk on market research. I really love it.
Please do. You
Yeah.
guys are so
Yeah.
fascinating.
Yeah, the nature of all of this information crammed into 20 minutes. It's like so many things. I'm like, well, I'm making this sound really simple, but
Look, here's what we do. You will submit that talk, and then I'll submit a talk, and then I just won't give the talk, but I'll have it after yours. So then you can have 40 minutes.
Oh, that's clever.
Oh boy. When you guys start hacking it on that, it's gonna be
Aggie, you didn't hear anything. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's definitely not being recorded right now.
there's no evidence of this, I'm sure.
Yeah, you can't prove anything.
oh, Agi, the top right Miku was Just Dance 2016. Mix and Miku. Official.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What did they do?
I have no idea, but I went and looked up official Mikus for that slide and I saw
Wow.
Just Dance 2016. And I was like, I have to.
Someone signed off on that. It's kind of what drives me up the wall.
Sure
Several
did.
someones.
Yeah, someone said this is okay.
Like that went through a lot of emails, and everyone went, "Yeah, but what?"
Yeah, good enough.
Yep.
Oh man. All right, I turned off my sharing. That way, if someone talks, people actually know who it is.
But it's so much more fun to just guess.
All right, let's see here. Do I have enough caffeine in my blood? Probably no. That's the answer.
Has the answer ever been yes?
You have to ask. The answer's no.
Yes, this is very true.
I found a question in the Q&A
What?
on Zoom.
Oh my god. There's a button there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Huh. I don't think Maxi's here because Maxi's probably eating, but someone's asking. You can always answer live or type answer.
I mean, it's a fun group talk anyway. What it says, what do you do about actors terrible at submitting invoices? But like in general, if you're working with people and they inexplicably don't ask you for money because they forgot to send you an invoice, how do you chase them down?
I would normally just go, hey, I need to pay you.
Please let me give you money. Oh God.
Don't make it hard for me to give you money. And usually people will respond to that one because incentives.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I need to download Ing's video. Oh, there it is. Cool.
Okay, return.
Oh, hello, welcome back.
Hey,
Because
hey.
I have to like once this thing is over, I like immediately swap over into like cutting the video up, and I need to get the videos ready. All right, download.
Thank you
Google
for all
Drive,
of the
why are
work
you
that you
terrible?
do to arrange this and upload it and everything.
It's not that hard because I don't do any editing other than cutting it. So
Yeah, but even so, it's still effort and time.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
you
still-
single-handedly organize a conference. That's not
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah.
And have done so for many years.
you guys luckily like have been very easy to kind of herd as conferences go. It's always an exercise in herding cats, but like in general, like VNConf has not been terrible about it.
We just suck at finishing talks.
We're not terrible.
That's
Yes.
fine. That's like so long as you get the talk done by the time you have to give it, no one cares.
Like, schedule me at the end. I'm not done yet.
Uh-huh. Yep. There was a couple. I was managing a data science conference a couple months earlier, and there were speakers that were like 2 days before still working on it. And I started joking that, you know what, maybe you guys should just like schedule a flight to nowhere and back because you guys are too used to just doing the talk on the flight. It's like go fly somewhere and fly
I
back.
can't really get into
Finish your
the
talk.
work vibe if someone's not offering me ginger ale in a tiny cup.
Yeah. It's like, I can't write my talk unless I'm crammed into a tiny 23-inch seat.
Yeah, there needs to be someone on either side of me, one who's very talkative and the other who's probably sick.
Yeah. This is how talks get made.
Okay, so I'm guessing my next talk will be made on my plane to Tokyo. That's very good to know.
Mhm.
Who should I be screaming at this time?
Now, if someone could like arrange for like the super baller move to just like give the talk from a plane Wi-Fi.
Oh, that'd be amazing. I bet you get like free Wi-Fi if you're in first class or something.
Sure.
Probably.
Sure.
I mean, you get free alcohol. You're
Yeah,
going
it
to
looks
get
like a
free
party
Wi-Fi.
up there.
Yeah.
I saw someone once get a chocolate chip cookie and it had been warmed up.
So I've like you can get beer like on the international flights to Japan, just even in coach. Like
Oh.
Oh,
That sounds great.
that's good to know. I'll make
yeah,
sure
it's
to
like
ask.
it depends on the carrier, but if it's like JAL and probably ANA, like you can just get like they will list the drinks and like booze is on there, like for beer. And it's just right next to like the soda, so you can just ask for it.
Isn't that on most flights if you pay for it?
If you for paying for it, but these are just complimentary. Like
Oh wait! Oh wow!
yeah,
that's
it's just
right.
like instead of asking for like a Coke like you would normally do, just like ask for a beer and they're like, here you go, and they're just okay.
Yeah, I've only ever taken like European flights before. So when I was given free food on my way to San Francisco, I was like, "What? I have to pay for this? Is this actual food for me?" Fuck.
Only for international.
Yeah, only for international.
So that's
I'm kind of
probably part of
afraid
it.
though.
Otherwise, if you're like
yeah.
us flying within the US, you get a bag of pretzels or peanuts. So
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Just
We
a
don't
sec.
get that in Europe. If you fly with any usual airline, you get nothing. You get shit. You have to pay for anything. You like we don't get anything at all.
See, this is why you guys get to take trains, and we don't even have that.
No. That
Yeah,
you're
I
thinking
do miss
of Central
train.
Europe. I'm from Spain.
True.
But no, yeah. Being in California, I was like, hey, can you take a train to San Francisco? No, it does not exist. There's only like one. I'm like, oh, okay. Can I get a bus? No, there's no buses either. I'm like, very cool, very nice.
Yeah. It's not a very good place to travel or walk or bike or anything.
It's not a good place to breathe, I think.
Like, I hate that it's like it's a mile away. Well, we're gonna have to take a car. But why?
Because you're gonna get run over by other cars if you
You
try
will
any
get
other
run
way.
over. Like
No,
3
yeah.
overpasses between here and there. Why?
The roads around Los Angeles were some of the most intense roller coasters I've ever been in my life. Like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
You know the "you live like this, bitch" meme?
Yeah.
That was me on a tiny yellow car, like a Pinto or something, just driving at full speed around LA, like, where am I? Help, no.
Are we
They're
complaining
awesome,
about
you
LA
guys.
traffic or just LA?
Yeah.
Just LA.
No,
Just
yeah,
LA. Okay. Yeah, I can get behind that. LA. If you grow up in LA, you're basically taught to drive like a maniac because everyone else around you drives like a maniac.
Mhm.
This has been my experience every single time I've gone into a car driven by an LA native. So,
Yeah, Manhattan
It's
is very
exciting.
rough. Is very rough to drive in too.
Oh yeah. That's how I learned to drive. But it's very hard to kill someone in Manhattan because you can't get over like 30, right? Like
Yeah, just going from jam to
paranoid
jam.
about something jumping out at you randomly because that's what happens, that
Yeah,
you learn to be very defensive.
Yo,
Ma-
Write that
Manhattan is
down,
just-
gang. It's very hard to kill someone in Manhattan.
yeah, no.
Manhattan,
Oh,
it's like
this is on
parked
YouTube.
cars everywhere. You know,
There are cars everywhere, but there's people everywhere, right? So you can't, like, unless you're actively trying to do something stupid, you
Yeah.
can't really, like, a normal person won't be able to do much damage.
okay. You say normal, but this is like New York normal. So
Yeah, like we
Oh, well,
complain that everyone else drives horrible, like in New Jersey.
it's just hard to
and-
kill somebody moving 10 miles per hour.
Yes, exactly. And
It
you're
has
like,
to be
everyone's
very
expecting
deliberate.
someone to just walk onto the street in the middle of the street at any point.
okay, no, but for real, when I was in New York, just hanging out, someone walks past me at full speed and goes, your shoelaces are untied. And I go, what? Why are you looking at my fucking shoelaces? What the fuck is this to you? What?
Oh,
What
yeah.
is
It's
going
polite
on?
though.
Yeah,
Why
we
do
do
you
that.
do that?
We're
Yeah,
just like, hey,
polite.
something you should fix that. Or like I've had people say, hey, your bag's open. And they're just being helpful.
You know,
Yeah.
that helps. But like the specificity of someone looking down so hard that they can look at my shoes and also see that my shoes are untied. That was like,
But I mean, wouldn't you like step on something if you didn't look down?
no, I don't care. I would rather fall on my fucking face. I'm fine with falling flat. It's by design. It's by my own choice, by my own power.
Wouldn't you like fall into like a steam grate or something?
It's just my style, okay?
It's like
Oh,
it's
man,
like
the
a
steam
freaking
grids.
Looney Tunes cartoon. I see-
So you know what? That's in character. That fits.
Okay, oh my god. Finally finding like all the DMs that I like missed.
Oops.
I hate you, Discord.
Ah.
Oop, there he goes. Nice. Thanks.
Oh, I think this person is already in this list. Ugh.
Oh, hey, Ali, by the way, were you in Japan? I'm going to be there for a month, just in case you want to say hi and stuff.
Wait, what month are you going to be there?
April to May.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, are we meeting, Vimy?
Are you going to be in the Tokyo area?
Yes.
All right. We might have to have some conversation later. Yeah, we are planning on going this year.
Great.
Oh, this is gonna be amazing.
See, it's like
I'm not gonna be there, but I hope that there's gonna be some kind of photographic evidence of whatever it is that you guys are gonna need.
Look, I'll send you pictures of me failing to eat anything because I'm allergic to like 200 things. So I'll be like, yay, look, food. Just never eat it.
I'm really excited to have to make a hole in your trachea partway through the meal. I'm really excited by that idea.
Yay. Let's go. I forgot the name for thing.
I have no idea what just happened to this conversation.
Well, that.
Yeah.
Japan.
Japan.
Yeah, how do you
Ridiculous.
get from Japan to hole in your trachea?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Because she said she's allergic to everything.
Mhm.
So stuff starts closing up.
I am allergic to all sorts of things.
Ah,
So
I
yeah.
have a friend who's vegetarian, and so they practiced and learned how to say, I do not eat meat in Japanese and got very good at it. But it was the only phrase they knew.
Oh,
So
no.
they would say, I don't know, I don't eat meat at restaurants. And they would ask, So what would you like? Or even just say, is there anything we can get you? And they would just be like, oh crap, I don't know how to.
Oh,
Did
no.
not think through this whole follow-up.
Yeah. Oh no, the conversation.
It's also really hard to eat as a vegetarian in Japan. Like unless you know what to look for.
Just gotta hit up all the temples, man.
Yeah, you have to specifically look for like the Buddhist places.
Just go to all the Buddhist temples. Oh, so good though.
You know what though? You have a lot of like vegetarian dessert options. In Spain, most desserts have some form of animal, like maybe it's animal fat, maybe it's actual meat,
Oh yeah, gelatin, fat, like there's usually something.
Yeah, and in Spain we have a lot of like lard in desserts. So
Oh yeah, all the baked goods, every last one, right?
Yep.
I learned recently about what are they called? Vulture bees. There are bees that eat meat instead of nectar.
Oh my god.
Hold on. Wait. Do they still make honey?
Yes, they do.
Meat honey.
Meat honey. Uh-huh.
This is where we're going.
Yeah.
This is where we're going. So it is non-vegetarian honey because it's made out of meat.
I mean, but like the bees aren't really, like, I mean, I don't know. I'm here thinking like plants eat decomposing matter. Does eating a plant not make you vegetarian? Like
Oh, that's a good point.
I don't
know.
I love how when I go to Google and type vulture bee, it immediately asks for honey.
Yep. What's
It
the
just
first thing?
knows.
Like, do they make honey? And it tastes different, obviously. Yeah, vulture bees make meat honey.
very cool. Very nice.
I love how every time we have a lunch break, we wind up going like into these weird rabbit holes of the conversation.
It's just I'm so excited that I learned about this and now I gotta tell people.
And now like at least 100 people know.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's going to be recorded and then shared for eternity, or as long as YouTube is still around.
Exactly.
Exactly.
No, we've got at least another year, right?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe two if we're lucky.
Maybe.
Well, now that I've said it, YouTube's gonna crash like tomorrow. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I ruined it.
They're still going to keep pushing like, what is it, YouTube Premium or something on you.
Yeah, they're still gonna ask you to do subscriptions.
Yeah. Free trial for 3 months or whatever it is. I keep closing it. I don't even know what it says anymore.
I think that's the thing for like downloading videos.
Oh
Hmm.
yeah, there is that thing. They put so many features into it, right? Like downloading videos, no ads or fewer ads or something like that.
Thing is, it's not actually downloading videos. It's just, oh yeah, you can play this offline now, but you still have to use YouTube to do it, and it's not like you can move the video file.
Ugh.
Yeah, I think it was like for putting it on a plane or something.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think that was
mean,
the
it-
original intent.
yeah.
I don't know if people actually do it.
There's also a program, YouTube DL, that is pretty good about grabbing YouTube stuff. Or at least it was a few years ago when I last used
Oh
it.
yeah, I still use that for something.
TarTube. I'm a TarTube person for YouTube videos.
Yeah, there's so many ways to download them by now. YouTube's like behind the curve on that one.
I mean, I think they don't want to encourage people for downloading videos is the main problem, and then everyone's like, no, fuck it,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, the problem is like as long as like it requires any effort, that's enough to stop 90% of the people.
Yeah.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah, like everything sounds sleazy if you don't know what you're doing. So they're like, oh, I don't want to touch this. What if I get a virus or something,
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Oh man, I remember years ago I found a bunch of my games on some website that was like, you can have these free downloads, but the file size was like 3 times the size of the game. And I was like, interesting.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, we were talking about that in the Otome devs chat a while back. It was just like, this is kind of terrifying, but at the same time, it's kind of hard to say what we would do about it if it personally happened to us, right?
I try to think about it the way that people who are going to pirate your games probably weren't going to buy them most likely. So it's like you're not really losing much. I try to have some sympathy in that I used to pirate games a lot growing up. So it's like, well, I can't really blame you, I guess. Please give me money if you have a spare money in like 2 years. I don't know. But I don't know. Like it does suck when you see your games in sites. I mean, it sucks worse when it's resellers. That drives me off a fucking wall.
If they're making money off of it, that's
Yeah.
when I'm like, oh no, this is not cool.
Yeah.
All right, BRB, I am going to go get food of some sort. Hopefully, I'll be back before my dog.
Yay.
Yep. Bye.
Bye-bye. Now I want more food.
It's 10 a.m. for me, so I had a nice hearty breakfast
Ooh.
and
Ooh.
an energy drink that's going to do horrible things to my digestive system later.
Energy drink
Mm.
mukbang. Let's do it.
Damn it. You know, sometimes I will think like, yeah, I could open a mukbang channel. I could make some money right now. What's stopping me? And then I don't know if I'm committed enough to it, enough food for that.
Mm.
I feel like it's something that takes a lot of confidence.
You know, I don't mind people seeing me eat, you know, like I'm fine with that. I'm okay with people having feelings about me eating and shit. It's mostly the fact that I have to set up the camera, make it look pretty. And that's what sucks.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a significant amount of effort.
Mm.
It is. I should set up more lights.
Oh,
on.
yeah.
I love
Yeah,
the
hold on.
skeleton.
I'm gonna do it. Here.
More
I'm
lights.
sorry. I'm not on
Ah.
pajamas.
Oh,
Yeah, and once you get into camera setup, it's like just make the wall in front of you a light because
it's just too much. There are a lot of lights in this room right now.
I love your hat
That's
so
nice.
much.
Okay,
It's a
the
good
hat
hat.
is
Thank you.
adorable.
I'm wearing it on stream so I can expense it.
It gives-
that is brilliant.
look, it gives me like Clonoa vibes.
It's Phases of the Moon.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well,
Moon hat.
I'm just going full pajamas by now. I'm like,
Hey, that's fine. That's
I
fine. Love
can't.
a cozy stream.
right. Now I just eat my food to get the mukbang going and mukbang.
There we go.
Oh, 1 second.
My caffeine of choice is black tea.
Black tea is really cool. I'm more of a red tea, Red sort of person.
Do like green tea more, but for some reason black tea is, I don't know, the caffeine from it just works better for me.
I mean, there are people that get sleepy with caffeine and not with tea.
My
So-
roommate's one of them. Apparently, it's really common with ADHD.
Yep.
Interesting.
So he'll make a nice cup of coffee at 7 p.m. to wind down.
Oh God.
Yep.
Get yourself an espresso before bed.
Yeah.
I'm kind of jealous about that.
Going full depressor.
I appreciate the edited comment in Discord that says everyone with cam on, y'all beauties, but the original line was everyone
Oh.
with cam on, why? I was like,
Oh man,
Ah.
can't edit people to forget.
Oh,
not the original. I was like, I don't know. Oh, right, because the business expense.
business expense.
It's a business expense. If you
Costume,
don't
like
use
I was
that, then
looking up
didn't use
like
it on
business
stream.
expenses, and costuming for a performance is one.
Mhm.
Yep.
I'll keep
And I
that
do
in mind.
only wear
I
it
have
for
a
streams
plague.
like this.
I
no
have
matter
a plague
what.
doctor costume, so maybe that can be a business expense.
Yeah.
Anything that you can tie into like doing stuff for work.
It's like
I mean,
you
know,
also-
deducting computers is actually, as long as you use it
Yeah.
exclusively for development, I think is the
You can
criteria.
deduct video games, media, anything you do for cultural research.
Research.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I had some interesting expenses at my most recent job. It was fully remote, so they would occasionally pay for
Excellent.
things.
Lots and lots of manga. Expense tons of that.
Same.
Yeah, I worked at
That
a
seems like
manga and
pushing it.
graphic novel publisher.
Well,
Okay, that's-
specifically if it's for a project I'm working on, and
Yeah,
I have
okay,
to read
that's
the
fair.
manga
I
ahead
mean,
of time.
you know,
It's an
a
expense.
project I'm working on right now, totally right now, you know,
Yep.
like right at this moment, and not like
Yeah.
4 years
Anything
ago.
you're potentially working on, you know, everyone. I might audition for this if they ever create a video version of it. But good enough.
All right, my next talk, deductible costs.
Top business deductions for VN producers.
There we go. That's the talk.
I would click it. I gotta say that.
I mean, let's go through all the fun stuff that are legit expenses, right? So all your computer stuff, all your
Yeah.
audio visual stuff, probably.
On my art
Right.
software.
If you make any trips anywhere, like that may count if you can
Mhm.
prove that you are taking business cards with you.
I mean,
You know?
Yeah.
payments to subcontractors, but at least
Mhm.
you do need to do 1099s. You go over, I think, $600
Yeah.
bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do have
All
to.
the meals you eat at
document.
conventions.
Yeah, all the
That
convention
that
stuff.
one depends on your country, because definitely not in Spain. It sucks. In Spain, I will need an invoice for that.
Mm.
So it sucks.
Hanging out at a food truck, being like, "Can you fill out this invoice for me real quick?"
I need a receipt for this.
This is really important. Listen.
Yeah.
It's just me. So
Travel
Educational
expenses to
things.
conventions.
Yeah,
mm,
that one you can actually deduct very easily. Yeah. Software, any kind of software you need, that's usually goes.
Yeah, the
like-
Adobe tax.
Yes, the Adobe tax.
Web hosting, if you've got like a website
Yep.
for your
Yep.
for one of your
Yep.
Mm,
there's very specific square footage in my apartment that I only do work in.
Oh yeah, the work
That's
corner.
nice.
Yeah.
That's
Ah.
nice.
Hey, welcome to-
percentage wise, yeah.
doesn't work in Spain. I tried.
Ah,
What else? Well, yeah. If you're already doing the work for the square footage things, all your gas mileage for your car and all that, if you're traveling to and from work,
mhm.
it's a pain to document, which is why a lot of people don't do it. But if you're doing it,
Yeah.
It was a while when I lived 5 minutes away from my office, and I was like, I don't think I can calculate this.
You know,
can't
5
actually do
minutes every way, that's up.
you can't do it going to your office, only if you leave the office to go somewhere else, is I believe the rule.
Interesting. It's always been contract work for me though, since I'm
Okay.
employed, so it might be different.
Yeah, could
Yeah.
be, yeah. Yeah, so you don't have like technically your office.
Yeah.
Well, if you work
guess I
from
could
home,
just-
you could live at work.
it's like the nightmare.
Yeah.
Yes. Company taxes.
Whenever
yeah.
it came to those deductions, I always thought about it in context of like how much do I want to talk about this with my auditor? Like,
I want
Yeah,
to explain
that's
this to the.
That's
angry
become a
IRS
very
person.
big issue. Like, like nowadays it's very, only the stuff that is like 100%, because
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
an audit would be a real pain in the ass.
It's always fun talking to my but not how you call this, the person who goes over my accounts, because I have like 5 different jobs. And it's like, can you define what this dubbing is for me? What is this art direction? What is directing in this
yeah.
context? Like why are people paying you for writing now? It's like,
Oh yeah.
ma'am, I don't have money. I need to work.
Listen, it's a
other
long
places."
story.
Yeah, my accountant gave me some crap over that too. And I'm just like, why are you doing so many things? And I'm like, because I don't want to spend money on 5 different businesses.
Yeah.
None of them pay enough to cover all the bills.
Like the taxes are annoying enough filing them.
Mhm.
Speaking about, it's like it's around time for us to schedule it, write up, send out our schedule case for whoever runs an LLC.
I have to finish my taxes before going to Japan. I don't want to. No.
Yeah.
Oh man, we went full depressed here. Depressed freelancers.
We've gone from talking about like the fun things about expensing things to the accounting part,
And
which
then
is the not
no,
fun
it's real,
part
and I have to
about
think
it.
about it because it's the new year.
Reconciling, like I was like, how much money came in and went out, and it's like, why is these numbers not making any sense?
Mm. I had like a banker relative was like, "Oh, you earn this much money per hour? You must be fucking rich." And I'm like, "No, I work like once every 3 months. You don't understand."
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like you're imagining someone with a full-time job, possibly
you-
with benefits.
Right? Like
Couldn't be
imagine
me.
someone.
Yeah, I know, right? You make so much money. Yeah, I spend it all on the art and music and voice actors. It's a sieve. This company is a colander. Money in, money
Enough
out.
friends
No
with
money.
benefits. I want jobs with benefits.
I just want to make a polycule where everyone just does one bit of the dev experience, just start dating an artist, start dating a voice actor, just get all of them together to make like the best visual novel in existence.
I mean, my partner in crime and I do illustrated actual plays, but we don't spend a lot of money, but we don't make a lot either.
That's the thing. I do everything except the voice acting and the music, and it's like, yeah, my expenses are tiny compared to most people, but they're still pretty big because I don't have that much money. So, oh well.
Well, that's why this conference is online.
Yep.
Imagine having to pay money to travel here, like to any place on the globe for
Oh.
this. That's not happening.
Yeah. So thank you for hosting a nice remote conference.
Love a remote conference.
We've been doing this since before remote conferences were like hip.
You were cool.
Yeah,
I'm devastated we're doing fewer these days.
Mhm.
they're so nice. I've been to some academic conferences and I had to travel for them and it was annoying.
Oh, academic conferences are worse though.
Yes, and it was to present like statistics and research and stuff. So
Yeah. I mean,
Oh no.
yeah.
it was a good experience.
The worst is when they try to be hybrid, but they're really terrible at it.
Yeah.
They're like utter garbage at it. Like even the anime ones are slightly better.
They're working on it.
Yeah.
Anifest did a pretty good job last year, and I
Yeah?
really appreciated that.
That's cool. Like I know that I was at this academic one. It was like for teachers because my wife is a teacher, so we went there and I crashed it because no one gives a shit if you crash a teacher's like working conference.
Yeah,
So I
basically.
walked in, but like they don't broadcast. They're like it was hybrid, but like 2/3 of the talks were not broadcast because I guess it's because the union rules about like broadcasting in a space and they didn't want to pay that or something. I don't know. But still, it was terrible because like you could buy a ticket and then see nothing. Like why?
Oh my god.
So
I
no,
like-
I don't think anyone did hybrid there. So
Yeah.
I liked going to my wife's medical illustration conferences because it's like
Ooh,
the best of both
interesting.
worlds of like first lots of like just amazing art, but it's all of like the grossest stuff you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Favorite was so a big part of medical illustration is making illustrations for courts because you can't show juries like actual pictures of like really grievous injuries because that can be seen as like some way to kind of sway them. Like if you just show them a whole bunch of blood, they're like, oh god, that's terrible. So you have to like illustrate exactly like this is the injury that happened. But medical illustrators, because they're hired by the lawyers, they've gotten very, very good at making stuff look like a technical illustration of it, but it's like super gross. I saw this one of someone where a dog had bitten out like a huge chunk of their jaw, and it's like nasty, gross, but the illustration made it seem so much worse.
I mean,
Excellent.
The colors of some of these things is just horrific. I loved those conferences.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
man.
sounds like a
That's so
really
good. That is
interesting
so good.
conference.
It sounds like someone like it's like if you're doing like a horror game, you should find these people to draw your thing.
So one of a horror artist I really enjoy, Busagi, they actually are a medical illustrator, and you can really tell in their horror art. It's very, anatomically correct, and you see all the muscle structures and stuff. So there's a lot of overlap, I think. Or at least potential overlap.
I think the only big difference is time, really, because do you need to get that technical with a lot of, because there are lots of different reasons, because especially a lot of it's used to train medical personnel, and you don't want anything off on those.
Yeah.
So just the research involved with all of these things, like it's my wife just, oh my god, so many medical textbooks, so many. I mean, she's had to go and watch surgeries and stuff just to like and she has actually had to dissect people before just to like get a good sense of how everything kind of comes together and fits. It's just a lot of time involved with every illustration versus like it just make it like all gooey inside. It's just as effective.
Ah,
how do you
we forgot
recover
this is
from
lunch
that?
hour.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, it's lunch hour. I'll try to be normal. A
So
normal
Oh,
amount
come
of
on. I'm sure
interest
so
in
many
medical
people eat dinner while
illustrations.
I
watching.
had a grilled cheese
procedures.
sandwich, and that was also all gooey inside, so that's good.
There was some character art and texture I was thinking about including in my presentation, but I opted not to because I thought, man, I think organs will be a bit much.
Eh,
Apparently not.
It was
Yeah.
very thoughtful of you, though. Thank you.
Yes, I use a variety of textures, some weirder than others, including organs that a friend graciously took pictures of. But like presented artistically, you don't know it when you see it right away. That's the point.
I'll take your
Ah,
word
like
for
that.
it.
Yeah.
I believe you. It's never occurred to me to take pictures of organs for my art direction jobs, but I believe you that it can be done, and it can be done well.
Well, if you need to get good models for it, that's also tax deductible. The skeleton was tax deductible.
Yeah.
That was a work
Hey,
expense.
that skeleton's doing some hard work, it looks like.
Yep. Oh yeah, no, I need to make sure that my wife is not using it for any of her work when I put it in the corner. Sometimes just the skull is missing.
And the traffic light you just kind of took off the street one day.
That one actually, it's a cool guy, where he just takes a whole bunch of industrial lighting that people just throw out, and he just wires them up to be like lights and lamps and stuff. It was really cheap. The guy literally he sells them just because he doesn't have room in his house. So I got a really good deal on it. It is my favorite thing.
It's very cool.
So it's a good reminder that the lights are huge.
They are so big.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I'm gonna go grab more food. I'll see you all around after.
Bye.
Right.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, okay. That's clever. I like that.
Thank you.
Aha. See, now I know. I feel like I know the secret now.
If you know, you know.
Now you know. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
I love putting like little secret things in character designs.
It's nice.
Just
Just
for
a
you.
little chef's kiss.
I've hidden JoJo's Bizarre Adventure characters inside of games I've made.
Nice.
Pretty big companies.
Beautiful.
Nice.
See if I can find one.
Please share.
All right, we have 15 minutes until we start up again. So anyone who has to, run off, grab stuff last minute, now's a good time to just get that out of the way. I'm just checking to make sure no one's like yelling at me on Twitter or something. Tech support. All right. Don't be nervous about talking too slow. It'll be fine. We're not that strict about time at this conference. It's like, so it'll work out.
It's been a great atmosphere.
Yeah, we don't do the thing where we just like yell at you and like hard buzzer and turn off your stuff at the time. Like people have gone over us slightly, but it's never been a problem. Worst cases are breaks, which are will get a little shorter. That's what happens. That's why we have them. It's like padding. And then it just gives us time for us to say horrible, weird things in chat live, ruin everyone's lunch. All that. Hat decorations.
Yeah, there were a few more I added to that game, but I think it was taken off the mobile store like last year or something.
Aw.
It was not a good game. Don't worry about it.
It's more like, the references are going to be forever gone now.
That's fine. I just felt super comfortable doing it because I'm like, I don't think anyone's gonna care.
No one's
This is gonna be fine.
It's good to have fun.
You gotta.
Time zones. Hey, Steam Girls on. Yeah. Eagle went.
More than that if you count Alaska and Hawaii, I believe.
Yeah, if you don't count those extra time zones. We've never had a speaker or anyone in either Alaska or Hawaii, so
Have you had one in Mountain Time Zone?
we have one in Mountain Time this year, I think.
Okay.
We have one from New Zealand. We have a couple, I think one or two was in Asia in various points, and then always a couple from Europe, which has taught me that Central Europe is mostly one time zone, despite being many, many different places. And then the US has a bunch because it has a bunch.
Including 2 states that simply have their own.
Yeah.
Are you in one of them?
No, I'm
I
on
was
the
gonna be
West
like,
Coast.
so I just heard no Hawaii, so that makes you Arizona.
Nope, I am on the
Had a
West
weird time zone. I
Coast.
think Indiana also has a weird one. I forget. Like certain regions of certain places have odd time zones. We haven't had any speaker from the countries that have like somewhat bizarre non-full hour offsets for their time zones.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh.
Those are really confusing to schedule around. Like India, I know is 30 minutes off. Nepal being 15, or no, I think Nepal was 45. I don't remember. It's one or the other. It's the most bizarre, annoying time zone. Yeah, Australia having multiple time zones depending on the time of year.
There was a time zone from back in the 1980s called Riyadh Solar Time, where essentially when the sun rose, it was 6 a.m. when it said it was 6 p.m.
Oh,
And there's just a comment in the time zone database that every computer uses that simply says, we're not implementing this one.
I love reading the inside of the time zone database file. It is amazing. Like you should, like anyone who's like a bit of
I
a
mean, it
computer,
is.
download that file and read it because it has a record of all the time zone changes for like many decades now, and just computer programmers struggling to like implement some of these things. It's
I mean, I
a
totally
great
agree with you.
archaeological thing. Let me see. Easy database file. There's got to be a text version of that somewhere. It's on GitHub. Where is it? We still have 10 minutes. I can go dig this up somewhere.
Called zone.tab.
Oh yeah, it is in on GitHub.
No, it's just a
So-
list of it, but
So here's the Eggert one. So I'm going to post this in chat. But this is the North America file. There's go up a branch and you can find the other continents, and just glance at the comments and you can see the stories about things. So,
Thanks. I love narrative code.
oh yeah, it is. Since we're on the North America file, search for Mexico because they just recently did a very last minute time zone change as of like for daylight savings time. And so you can just see them talking about it. It's amazing.
it took a few years for the dust to settle. I know one story of a town on one time zone having its school in another, such that a mom had to serve her family lunch in 2 shifts. But presently, it seems like only a few towns on the border with Alberta follow mountain time rules anymore. All other districts appear to have used CST year-round since sometime in the 1960s.
Mm-hmm.
That's from Saskatchewan, I believe.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's too much. Oh God.
Yeah. Like, it is a really fun read. And you just kind of look at it and go, why are governments the way they are? Because, you know, time zones are just controlled by governments decreeing things.
Mhm.
So
Time is a concept.
it's not a
And
very
a
stable
flat
concept.
circle sometimes.
Hmm. Or a Jeremy Bearimy. Ugh.
Yeah,
Oh,
that image, I feel it in my soul.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That XKCD with the little Jenga piece.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That one Jenga piece. The US nuclear arsenals run on 5.25-inch floppies.
I believe that they're 8-inch floppies.
Oh. I've seen an 8-inch once in my life. It was like in a computer class, and it was 8 inches.
There was a
Huge.
time when the password to launch nuclear missiles was 0000000.
Classic. They'll never figure it out.
So full of hatred right now.
I bet their password is root.
Oh,
They had the law said they had to put a password on them. It didn't say they had to put a good one on them.
Yeah.
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 Just
Also, like if you got if you shot your way to the place where you can turn the key to do this, it really didn't matter.
yeah. We're screwed either way. It's fine.
I love how like this community is like we can make jokes about programming, art, voice acting, anatomy, and it will all be relevant.
It's all the things.
all
Global
the thing.
thermonuclear war. Would you like to play a game?
Back to the 80s, right?
Those War Games, the movie.
Yep. Oh man. then, then the gifts are starting.
Somebody was asking me who my favorite Japanese visual novel developer was, and I thought about it for a little bit, and I said Hideo Kojima. First 2 visual novels,
Interesting.
Snatcher and Police
Uh-huh.
Knots, and I love them because that's in the days before like you were trying to make your visual novel like a whole anime series. He was just trying to rip off American movies that he liked.
Yep.
Yeah.
Snatcher was just Blade Runner.
No reason
Police
not
Knots
to.
was just Lethal Weapon in space. And I love the audacity of it.
Yeah.
There's so much
Yeah,
old media
back
from
in the day,
Japan
there
where
was
I'm
a
like,
lot of that,
you
right?
thought no one would see this.
I'm trying to figure out if visual novels, like the original origin was trying to make American style interactive fiction games, but with like the difficulty of doing text input in Japanese on like, you know, an NES or something like that, which can't like take a full input method.
I mean, I think that's more Dragon Quest's origin because they were looking at things like Wizard,
Yeah.
and trying to think about how to implement that. And that's where the menu system for Dragon Quest kind of came about, was trying to simplify that for consoles. Just so it's something that you could do like
Yeah.
on an NES instead of. So I think that's
Yeah.
just kind of a derivative kind of design choice from that.
Yeah, I don't know the history very well, so yeah.
We were having a long talk about this at work a while
Interesting.
ago. But yeah.
Since text input is very difficult.
Oh yeah.
I remember
Like,
playing those games.
It's also like if you ever played the old ones in Japanese, it's really hard to play because it's all in kana and there's no spacing. You just have to know, and it hurts.
No.
Yeah.
Nihongo Jozu moment. All right.
Yeah, I meant more the format rather than the
Mhm.
term. We're going to kill chips.
Share this screen or not. I'll be very excited if I can. Did it work?
Something's working.
Did it work? Is the screen
Yep.
shared?
Yep. You're spilling more tea.
Yay! Ah. I shouldn't talk too soon. I shouldn't, but this
Yeah.
might be the first time that the screen share has worked the first time I tried.